All right, peace, brothers and sisters. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving honor and praise to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Giving double honors to 7130 South Chicago that taught me this truth. Giving double honors to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator has awoken in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. All right, brothers and sisters, let's go into a lesson today. We're going to be talking about an individual that's on the screen, as we see, by the name of Sexyy Red. And Sexyy Red, she made her splash on the internet when she made a video, and they used the clip, and she had made the statement talking about her pussy pink, her booty hole brown. And that made headwaves in what you would call the hip-hop community. And I can remember as a kid when hip-hop was in his, or rap was in his baby stages, you had the females, they had more of a positive message to send to the youth. Like a lot of times when we was looking at Queen Latifah, when we was looking at Moni Love and different women back in the 80s, they had more of a, they had a more of a educational approach when they was talking about what you would call poetry and things of this nature. But since I would say around 86 or 87, when NWA was introduced to the hip-hop industry as a means of combating what the man and the woman was doing like the 80s, in terms of trying to educate and give a different type of storytelling to the youth. Now we're seeing, quote unquote, women and men, they have what you would call a destructive approach dealing with the youth and middle age and things of this nature, individuals that's in the so-called black community. And the words and the gestures and the lifestyle that they're presenting to our people today is very destructive to our kids, is because it's giving our kids a sense of, it's giving our kids a sense of false misrepresentation of what a woman is supposed to be like. See, when we look at the lyrics and things of this nature of these females today, it's very disrespectful and it's very destructive to our kids, is because what they have done is they have brought what you would call the porn industry into the record industry. And what are some of the things that they're teaching our kids? They're teaching our youth to refer to women as bitches and hoes. It's okay to have threesomes. It's okay to spit in a woman's mouth. You have women like Sexyy Red. You got Glorilla. Glorilla made a statement out of her mouth saying that she likes when a man ejaculates and put his semen on her french fries or on her food. Now you gotta be aware of why these people are on the television. And see, You remember when President Bush Jr. went to war against the Iraqis, he will always put this statement out there. They have weapons of mass destruction. They have weapons of mass destruction, which gave them the right to go over to these people's country and fight against them, because they gave the people the illusion that these people was harboring weapons that would be destructive to America and the people that they were in league with. So what is one of the weapons that America is using that is considered the weapons of mass destruction from what you would call an entertainment situation or entertainment standpoint of view? It's the music industry. The music industry is used as a weapon of mass destruction to keep the nation of Israel in bondage. See, a lot of us think that we're free is because we can walk around and we can buy cars. We can buy cars that we couldn't buy back in the day. See, we can go into these establishments and stuff like that. We can sit on Jay Leno. We can sit down and we can have conversations and things of this nature. We can even meet the president. You know, Sexyy Red can meet the president of the United States of America. And he will get out there and he will say that this is a very respectful young lady and all this type of stuff. But in actuality, she's not. It's because, see, she has been duped. She's basically a victim of the Babylonian mystery system. See, we don't even understand that we're living in the modern day concept of the Babylonian mystery system. And see, music is basically words of soothing. See, a lot of this stuff that we listen to today, it soothes us as a people. But music is supposed to soothe the savage beast. But in actuality, it's not soothing the savage beast. It's making us more beast-like. See, we have taken on the beast behavior. Let's look at a scripture because I don't want to keep rambling. Let's look at the book of Daniel, the 4th chapter, and I believe the 17th verse. Let's look at this. Let's turn to the book of Daniel, the 4th chapter of the book of Daniel. And we're going to just read a quick scripture from the book of Daniel, I believe at the 17th verse. Let's look at this, right? Let's look at the book of Daniel, the 4th chapter, and the 17th verse. It says, "This is the matter in the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of man." And what is the basis of man? The basis of man have no respect for human life. See, they have no respect for human life. See, the basis of man will support women like this because they can put words together and they know that the words that they spilling out of their mouth, they're going to do what? It's going to have a global effect on the youth. See, this is the basis of man, the big boys that rule in the affairs of the human family. See, because why are they able to be on television? Why, when you see their videos have 1 million views? Is because why? It's because the people that control YouTube, that control the television, they are under the influence of the adversary, and these are the bases of man. The basis of man destroys households. See, they don't care about the family structure. See, when we look at a woman like this is a product of the breaking down of the family structure. See, the man is not in the household no more. The woman is left to raise her kids by herself. See, it's because of the structures that has been laid down 70 and 80 years ago. See, they took the man out of the household. See, the man doesn't have his foot, he doesn't, the man is not the crown of his household anymore. And as a result, the kids is destroyed. The woman and the kids, they are destroyed. See? So now the basis of men are they are weaponizing these women to do what? To destroy your babies. See? It's because they destroy. So you know the concept of an agent provocateur. An agent is a person, basically he's paid by individuals to come into the community and disrupt the community. And see, when we look at women like this, when we look at men like this, they are paid millions of dollars to do what? To come into the neighborhood and destroy your kids. So when we talk about the Most High giveth, right, it to whomsoever he will, talking about what? He's talking about how the Creator then gave over the kingdom to what? To the beasts of the field, because our people did not live up to the responsibility that the Creator had bestowed upon us as a nation of people. This is why we in slavery, brothers and sisters. See, when we buy cars, we live in these houses and things. That's nothing but what? That's commissary. See, that's commissary. And you have certain people that they got more commissary than others. So the scripture says again, it says this, Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and settle up over it the basis of men. These are the most disrespectful of people in the world. They have weaponized the food. They done weaponized the air against you. See? That's why when we eat food today, we can't use the bathroom. See? It's because it has been weaponized against us. They have weaponized the women, the men, and the children against one another. This is why the kids are raging in the streets. See, this is why the kids are looking on television today. Instead of education, they are getting what? Miseducation, because we think that these women that's standing out on these pictures, you see her, she got part of her nipple hanging out. See, she got tattoos on her chest and on her neck and on her face. It's because now this is the glory of the woman that we're supposed to be looking to do what? To have kids with them and raise them. But what does 2nd Ezra 5 and 8 say? Let's look at this. 2nd Ezra 5 and 8. 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha 5 and 8. It says what? And mistress women shall bring forth monsters. So when we have these kids out, when we have these young women out here, see, and a lot of times it's not really, a lot of times, see, this young woman, she's a product of her environment. See, she's a product of her environment. If the environment is bad, 9 times out of 10, the people is bad. And see, the elites, they understand this. And see, a lot of times, some of the greatest entertainers comes from where? They come from poverty, brothers and sisters. See? They come from poverty. They come from nothing. See? And they make something out of nothing. But what we're saying is that what they're doing to us as a people in the hip hop community. Like I said, in the 80s and stuff like that, you had women back then, Queen Latifah, Moni Love. You had a lot of women back then that was rapping and things of this nature. They had a sort of a educational approach dealing with the situation. But we had women like Salt and Pepper that use sex as a weapon, right, in order to make money. And as a result, we got Salt and Pepper, right? What's this? BWA, bitches with attitudes. We got these women today on steroids, brothers and sisters. See? And like I said, you interview these women today. They sit on Say Cheese, these different podcasts, and they sprue their nonsense out. And who is watching it? It's your babies. It's because a lot of times we can't even raise our kids like we want to. It's because a lot of times we at work. See? We at work. We used to can have our oldest children to watch the kids, and the kids watching Sesame Street. Or are they doing something? But now the kids are having the other kids watching this filth that's on TV. See? But in actuality, we love these women. You know why? It's because the porn industry and the way that the woman is structured today, it has been what? It has been used on the man, and now it's a weapon. We don't even know how to look for a woman today. See? Let's look at the scripture. Let's turn to the 3rd chapter of the book of Genesis, right? We're going to start from the 1st verse. The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1. And the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh Elohim had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have Yah said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And what is this? This is just poetic speech, brothers and sisters. Just like we look at rap. Rap is poetry. See? So this is we used to call this at the school. I'm trying to get the word from it. This is figurative language couched in historical symbolism, brothers and sisters. So what is the symbolism of the tree of the garden? It's the philosophy and teaching of the adversary, brothers and sisters. So when we looking at our people, right, out here in the earth, or the human family that is exercising a characteristic and the nature that is against the Creator, we're looking at what? The age of imperfection, the fall of man. See? This is the human family. This is the start of the fall of the human family. Because we're going to look at our ancestors, right? Which is the so-called black man. The so-called black man and the black woman is the parent stock of the whole human family. All the nations come out of the so-called black man and the black woman. And this is us in the garden. See, we did what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to willfully join the adversary in rebellion. And this is what it looked like today. See? It says, and the woman said unto the serpent, who is the serpent? It is the adversary. See? We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. And what is the fruit of the trees of the garden? It is the philosophy and the teaching of the Creator. And what is that built upon? It's built upon the Creator's instruction and his orders in the earth. See, the earth was a paradise, brothers and sisters. See, it was a paradise, and we were supposed to live by the laws and the statutes and the commandments of the Creator. And look at this. We rebelled against the Creator. The woman said, it says, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Brothers and sisters. So what was the tree that we weren't supposed to be eating from? We were not supposed to listen to the adversary. Because why? Let's look at this. Let's turn to Revelations. I think it's the Revelations 12 and 7. Let's look at this, because this is where all this stuff is coming from. This is why we looking at people like this, right? And I'm not saying this to disrespect the sister. See, I feel sorry for the sister, because see, we all are products of our environment. We come from the projects. See, the projects is nothing but the pits of hell that the so-called white man established for us to live in, brothers and sisters. And what are we eating? We're still eating the chitlins and the hog maws and the shrimp and what is that? The catfish of the sea. And this is the philosophy and teachings of the Gentile world power system. Let's look at this. It says, Revelations 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven, which is what? The spiritual realm. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And who is the dragon? It's the adversary, brothers and sisters. And the dragon fought in his angels. So what was happening? It was a war in the spiritual realm. It's because the adversary wanted to worship for himself. See? The adversary was the first being, or the first angelic being, that was supposed to do the bidding for the Creator. But see, he saw when the Creator created the human family that he wanted that worship for himself, brothers and sisters. It says, and what happened? There was a war in heaven, and prevailed not. 8th verse. Neither was their place any more found. And it says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. See, so when they was cast out of the spiritual realm, see, the Creator did, what did he do? He came amongst the human family. See, in actuality, this verse, starting from the 7th verse in the 12th chapter of the book of Revelation, it should be in the book of Genesis, brothers and sisters, because this is where rebellion started. See, and it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in the earth, now is come. Oh, we can just leave that out. But verses 7 through 9, it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, which is the adversary, and the dragon fought and his angels. See, so there was a war in the spiritual realm, and prevailed not. See, he lost. Neither was there place any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, or Hashatan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out in the earth, meaning that what? He came amongst the human family, and he started to introduce us to a way of life that is contrary to the Creator. See? And his angels was cast out with him. So when we go back to the 3rd chapter of the book of Genesis, now we can get a grasp of what you would call the meat and potatoes. So when it says, and Yah said, it says for Yah, no, it says, and the serpent said unto the woman, 4th verse, 3rd chapter of the book of Genesis, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for Yah doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as what? Gods, knowing good and evil. See, so when you started to profess yourself as a God, what is that doing? You're coming against the Creator. See, even though the Creator said that ye are gods, small g, but you're gonna die as what? As man. Is because why? You don't have the Creator spirit in you. Let's go back to the second verse. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. So what are we saying? The Creator warned the foreparents, because this tree that they are not supposed to eat, that's in the midst of the garden, is who? It's the serpent. It's the adversary, y'all. See? And the fruit and all the vegetables that's on his tree was what? It was spoiled. See? You ain't supposed to eat that. It's his customs and traditions. It's his lifestyle. We was not supposed to take that on. So let's go back. Let's look at this. Let's go to the 6th verse. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, a tree to be desired, to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave it also unto her husband, and he did eat. See? So how did she give it to him? See, when she ate the fruit, what does that mean? What is that? That's symbolic of her doing what? She welcomed into her life the spirit of the adversary. See, she digested his philosophy. She digested his ideology, his teachings. And she started to exercise that characteristic to her husband, and he did what? He ate too. See? He ate that. And they says, and the eyes of them both were open, meaning that what? They knew that they was following after the adversary, see? And we don't know how long it took them to understand that they was that what they was doing was wrong, see? But they knew who the adversary were, and they willfully joined him. And this is what we doing today. See? And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, meaning that what? They knew that they was doing something that was contrary to the Creator. See? They transgressed the law. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. See, that's symbolic of what? They tried to hide themselves from the Creator. Right? And they heard the voice of Yah walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yah amongst the trees of the garden. See? And Yah called unto them and said unto them, where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked. Because why? I disobeyed you. I hid myself. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree? See? Hast thou transgressed my law? Hast thou joined the adversary in rebellion? Wherefore I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat. See? I told you, don't follow this man, because why? It was a war in the spiritual realm, and this war has done what? It has spilled over into the material realm. I told you this. And what did you do? Look at the man. And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did. Negro, you didn't have to do that. See? You the man. You the man. You supposed, when you saw the woman exercising a characteristic that is contrary to the Creator, you was supposed to put her in a place. But we ain't doing this. Is because why? It's because we worshiping the woman as a god. That's what Adam was doing. See? And Yah said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent, aka Satan, beguiled me, and I did eat. See, he tricked me. See, he introduced me to a way of life, and it looked good. And I started following him. See? 18 verse. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth, and thou shalt eat the herb. And what is the thorns of the thistles? See, we gonna die. That's why we aging. You know what I'm saying? We dying spiritually and we dying physically. That's why we got war in the country. See? It's because we dead spiritually. These are the thorns. These are the thistles. We getting old. It's because we have joined the adversary in rebellion against the Creator. Let's look at some more scriptures, right? Let's turn to the book of Proverbs. Matter of fact, let's turn to Deuteronomy 28. See, because, these folks that's on television, this is nothing but a weapon against our people. See, they coming after what? They coming after your youth, your kids. Because they want your kids to be following after customs and traditions that is what? Contrary, y'all. See, there's no fruit in that. See? We can't get no nourishment from that type of stuff. But see, in actuality, see, we love women like this. Just like women love what? The bad boy. Deuteronomy 28 and 22, it says, and Yah shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation. And what is the inflammation that we looking at? It's this whorish mentality that we have been imposed on. See, this is the inflammation. We infected. See, we love the woman with her drawers and her butt crack. See, we love that type of stuff. We love the woman when she say, spit in my mouth, spit in my booty hole. See, that's what we love. See? But what is that? That's eating from the tree of the adversary. When we talk about food, how we say they have weaponized, they have used the food as a mass of destruction. So when we eat this type of doctrine, it is what? It's in us, and it's not gonna come out. See? And the only way that we're gonna have to cleanse is that we're gonna have to separate ourselves from this mentally. See? We're gonna have to start doing what? Coming against this type of stuff, because we have to recognize it for what it is. This is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, y'all. It says, and Yah shall smite thee with a consumption, talking about the so-called Negro that is going to be amongst these nations. See, first of all, he's going to do what? He's going to consume us in our land. And then when he does what? When he disperses us amongst these nations, we're gonna get the inflammation. We're gonna get the fever. See, it's because we're gonna start to adopt the other nation's culture. We're gonna start adopting their educational system. And as a result, we're going to lose ourselves in the midst of it. It says, and Yah shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with the blast, and with the mildew. And they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. What is that? That's slavery, brothers and sisters. See? These nations, they gonna consume us. See? And the countries and the societies and the social orders that we're going to be living up under is going to be what? It's going to be a hindrance towards us. It says, and Yah shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. Because what is that? Rain is supposed to water the crops. See? Rain is supposed to water the crops. So what is that symbolic of today? It's your parents. Your parents is introducing you to customs and traditions, lifestyle characteristics that is against Yah. See? Because what we're doing is we're exercising the curses of Deuteronomy and etc. It says, and thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. See, these are the nations that we're going to be up under. And we're going to be in captivity. And we ain't going to have no ease. The educational system is going to be weaponized against us. See, our diet is going to be weaponized against us. And we're going to teach our kids the learnings and the ways of the Chaldeans. Brothers and sisters, it says, and Yah shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be what? Destroyed, brothers and sisters. See, there's no rain in our community. Our communities is being bombarded by other people. We don't control the educational system in our neighborhoods. We don't control the leadership, the health, and what? The economics. It says, and thy carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air. That's when you go into slavery. See, you're gonna be exploited by the other nations, because the other nations are the fowls and you are the meat. They're gonna eat your carcass. You know, we say that they got a term for that in New York. They call it what? You're gonna become food. See? We have become food to the other nations. They come to your neighborhood. They set up businesses. We shop with them. And then they put us on television. And then we have what you would call the modern day minstrel shows, y'all. This is a modern day minstrel. This is a woman. This is nothing but a so-called Negro that is in what? White face, y'all. It says, and thy carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air, unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Why is this going on? See, what happened to our leaders that was in slavery during the time that they was rising up against oppression? We don't know nothing about Malcolm X. We don't know nothing about Denmark Vesey. See, we don't know nothing about these people. See, they destroyed those people on purpose. Martin Luther King. See, and they have replaced our leaders in slavery with these new leaders in slavery. Glorilla. See, Lil Durk. All these people. Now they're leading our kids. And what are they doing? They're leading our kids to destruction, y'all. A lot of these old niggas that's getting out of jail. See? And they setting up these podcasts. And they doing what? Deterring the youth. See? Coming out here with this what? This prison culture. Let's look at some more scriptures. Let's turn to the 54th and the 56th verse. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes should be evil towards his brother. That's why we kill one another. See? That's why we kill one another. This drill rap. And towards the wife of we hate the woman. See? And it says, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. See? The man don't take care of his family. Because the man was weaponized against the woman just as well. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her feet upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards her husband of her bosom. See? She gonna remove him from the household. She gonna put him on child support unjust. She gonna keep him away from his kids. Don't allow him to raise his kids. Bring another booger in there and have him raising your kids. See? He gonna beat your kids unjustly, and towards her son and towards her daughters. She's not gonna have no respect for her kids. See? She gonna kick them out of the house at 13 and 14 years old. She gonna introduce them to sex at a young age. See? She gonna smoke weed. She gonna do drugs in front of her kids. This is the evils that has been coming amongst our people. She gonna introduce them to rappers on television that's gonna teach your kids how to act and conduct themselves in a disrespectful manner. Let's look at this. Let's turn to the book of Proverbs. Turn to the book of Proverbs, brothers and sisters. Book of Proverbs 21. Book of Proverbs 21 and 9, right? Book of Proverbs 21 and 9. It says, it is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. And what is a brawling woman? Disrespectful. You got a lot of these women today, they done took on this masculine spirit. See, they want to fight the man. See? Get all up in his face. And if they can't whoop him, they're going to keep his kids away. They're going to destroy his kids. See? 19 verse. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. That's why a lot of these men, see, when they have these women, like, they leave these women. But where we gonna go? Is because majority of our women is brought up in what? In the slave system, y'all. See? Let's turn to 1 Timothy 2 and 14. Let's see what that says. 1 Timothy 2 and 17. Matter of fact, 2 and 9. 1 Timothy. See, brothers and sisters, we're going to have to come against this type of stuff, man. See, we got to put this stuff down, and we got to start deprogramming ourselves, because this type of behavior is destroying us, brothers and sisters, and it's destroying our kids. That's why the kids is disrespectful, because we have become disrespectful. Let's look at this. 2 Timothy, 1 Timothy 2 and 9. 1 second. 1 Timothy 2 and 9. It says, in like manner also that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel. See, we don't see that today, brothers. Because why is the Creator telling us to do this? It's because we supposed to be role models to our kids. See? And then some of us, we come against this. We supposed to be role models, moral leaders to our kids, because the first leader that the child is supposed to be looking up to is his parents. He ain't supposed to be looking up to no individuals on television. He ain't supposed to be looking to the next door neighbor. He's supposed to look to his parent. His parents are supposed to dress a certain type of way. They supposed to think a certain type of way. Because of the slave system experience, we have lost that, brothers and sisters. See, we have lost our way. What happened to the so-called black woman? See? I tell you, we are exercising the curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter. This is what has happened to us. It says, in like manner also that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel. We don't have that in our communities, brothers, because the heathens are dressing our women today. They got our women dressing like hoes and sluts. See? Talking about skeet on my chest. This is what we love it. See? And because we're still following after who? Hugh Hefner. And the guy, I can't think of his name, that had the Hustler magazines and all that type of stuff. We following after who? The heathens, y'all. With shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly away. See, the woman is supposed to carry herself like that. But see, you got a lot of women, they carry they wear modest clothes and they still crazy. So it ain't always about the clothes that a woman got on. See, she got to think a certain type of way. You can't get this woman on this screen and take her in the state that she in, and then you're gonna turn around and have kids with her. She gonna destroy your children. It's because she's eating from the tree that the Creator told us not to eat from. But in our stupidity, in our ignorance, what are we doing? We're worshiping the woman as a god. See? So, brothers and sisters, we have to start looking and seeing the adversary when we see him. It says, the 14th verse, it says, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman, being deceived, was in transgression. What is transgression? What is that? You're not following the instructions of the Creator. See? Because the woman, she was supposed to be in what? Subjection under her man. See? But a lot of women don't want to hear that today. But see, the woman is out of order is because the man is out of order. He has no discipline. He has no character. You know, Kevin Samuels made the statement of a high-value man. There's no high-value man. See, the high-value man is a man of integrity, of honor. See? Once the man get into his right understanding and return back to the Creator, then he can become a high-value man. Until then, what is he? He's ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Let's look at this. The book of Proverbs. Back to the book of Proverbs, brothers and sisters. The 11th chapter, 16th verse. Let's turn back to the book of Proverbs. The 11th chapter, 16th verse. Book of Proverbs. The 11th chapter, 16th verse. Proverbs 11 and 16. It says, a gracious woman retaineth honor. And what is that? A woman of integrity, brothers and sisters. See, she's not going to be walking around with no tattoos on her face. She's not walking around with her nipples hanging out. She going to sit at home. She going to teach your kids education. She going to help them with their homework. She going to show them how to dress properly. She ain't going to be running around here with a bunch of tattoos on her neck and her face. She ain't running around here with skimpy clothes on. That's a woman of honor. See? And there's women out here like that. Well, a lot of times we don't even want those women because why? We think those women are what? We think they lames. See? A gracious woman retaineth honor, and strong men retain riches. Because that's a high commodity to a man to have a woman like that. Men talk about high value women, but we don't even know what a high value woman is. It says 22, as a jewel of gold in a swine snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion. They're not teaching us, these women today. They teaching us to marry and to be in relationships with what? The swines and the beasts of the field, y'all. The roaches of the sea. See? 12:4. It says a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. See, a woman that's gonna raise her kids properly. Teach them integrity and honor. That's a crown to a man. But she that maketh ashamed is a rottenness in his bones. See, when you got women out, see, a lot of these women, you can't tell them nothing. See, that's a dishonor to a man. And this is the weapon of mass destruction that is being introduced to our communities today, brothers and sisters. See? Proverbs 14:1. Every wise woman buildeth her house. And how you gonna build it? See? You gotta set a righteous foundation. And what is the righteous foundation? It's the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Creator. That's how you gonna build your house. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. See? When you running up in the house 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you drunk as a skunk, you peeing on yourself because you can't get to the bathroom on time. You throwing up in the middle of the floor and your kids see this. See? This is the garbage that has been introduced to our communities. Brothers and sisters. Let's look at this. Proverbs 2:16. But, you know, we love crab, shrimp, and lobster. We love squid. These are the people that we have in our lives. See? Proverbs 2:16. It says to deliver thee from the strange women. See, this female on here, Sexyy Red, Glorilla, those are the strange women that's in our communities. And there's a lot of women out there like this. Because their household has been destroyed. So they come out and they destroy other people's household. That's why it says, 2 Ezra 5:8, a mistress women shall bring forth what? Monsters. So these people that's on television raising your kids, they what? They monsters. To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her what? With her words. See how she talking to you. She got good game. But in actuality, she's doing what? Those are enticing and seducing words of what? Destruction. Got the nerve to take you to child support for half of your money. It says Proverbs 5:3. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb. See, when we see these women walking down the streets, they got these big old voluptuous behinds, big breasts, nice lips. They dress a certain type of way because we like the hoish mentality. See? For the lips of the strange woman drop as the honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than what? Oil, y'all. So when we looking at the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, see, this is what this looking like. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I bid you peace. Shalom, shalom.